Hey human Latiosites, this is Latiosazuru and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Picross, where we use logic puzzles to draw Pokemon pictures. So, let's begin. Last time we finished up Area 10. This time we're going to move on to Area 12. Now, I actually already did unlock it, but let's start out this little area for, I guess, doing some puzzles. So we want to set at least one fighting type and only reveal skills. Alright, we want to use... by type, okay. Where are fighting Pokemon? Well, you're a fighting... actually, you're water. I don't know if you count as a fighting type here or not. Well, I'll put you there just in case you do. So I don't think we have any actual fighting specific Pokemon. Do we? Well, I guess we have Pancham. And that's about it when it comes to fighting Pokemon. Alright, well. Only reveal skills, so... so we can't actually use the Hyper Scan with a blue reveal. Alright, but... or, sorry, blue force. But we can use Axio or Bagon. So... give me a decent box that's useful, probably toward the bottom. I asked for toward the bottom, but whatever. Great, you gave me information that I pretty much already knew. And that has to be a 1. We need... well, this to be a 1. That to be a 1. That to be a 3. This needs to be... 2 and a 1, meaning this needs to be a 1 and a 2. That's actually really useful. Alright. We need this to be the 4. So it goes like that, meaning that can't be true, meaning this is in the 2. Which means that can't be in the 7. Okay. You also know that's not in 6. This has to be a 3. Because you can't fit 2 3s underneath there with a 1. Alright. If... this could be the first one here. If we have 7, that means that needs to be part of the 7, which means that can't be. Which means that's not part of the 6, which means we have... those have to be in there. That's 2. This needs to be one of the 2s. That has to be a 1 right here, which means we have that 2 and that 2. Now that's a 2 right there, which means that can't be, which means we have this is our 6. We have that 6. That's our 1. Alright, now this needs to be a 1, meaning we have a 3 right here. We don't know if that's the first one or the second one. Actually, we know it has to be the first one. Well, like a second one of the ones. Those are not true. We know those have to be part of the 3. which means we know That's a 1. This needs to be a 2, so that has to be our 1. We also need 2 more 1s. Meaning this needs to be a 3. That's our 2 and a 1. Those need to be separate. There's our 3 and our 1. So with that, it looks like we have drawn and captured Scraggy. So with that, we did it in 5 minutes, used the fighting Pokemon and a reveal, so we did all of the missions, so we got 6 Picross. Not that we necessarily need them. But I digress. Alright, so next up is use 2 or more water Pokemon, and we can get our little mural tile. Alright, water Pokemon. You're up, you're up. Cross reveal at least once, okay. There is cross reveal. Alright. And we want to do it in a minute. That's not gonna happen. But we can freeze time. Alright, let's do this. Use the cross reveal. Which, I mean, with the cross reveal, we might actually be able to do this in the 1 minute time. Whoa. Yeah, give me a time stop here. Alright, we know this has to be a 3. Which means the 2 and 2 have to be in here. We need a 4, which could go up or down. We know this has to be a 4. We also need a 3, which means that can't be in the 4. We have, this has to be a 3, which means we have a 1 at the top, which means that's not, which means that's a 3. Alright, we have, all these are 1s. This needs to be a 2, that's our other 2, meaning that's a 1 and a 2. We need a 2 at the top. That's another 2. We need that to be a 3. We don't know if that's the first one or the second one. We know this is a 3. Alright, come on. That's a 2 and a 2. We need a 1 and a 1, which means that has to be in the 4. Okay, we know that has to be the bottom 1. We need a 4 somewhere. We know that's a 2, which means that's our 4. That's our 2. We're not doing this in the time limit, unfortunately, but yeah, I can't do it in the time limit. You know, that has to be a 1. This needs to be... the 4 has to go this way. I can't do it in the time limit, unfortunately. But we need a 2. This has to be in that 2, obviously. And actually, not necessarily if there's a 1 over here. We know there has to be a 1 and a 2, which means this is the 3. So yeah, our 2 does have to go over there. We need a 3 over here, which means we have that, and there's our 2. So yeah, this would have been possible if I would have been working a little faster, or if I had another time stop. But with that, we are going to draw and capture Sandile. We do get the mural tile and the 1 pick right, so hey, that's something. Definitely something, I can't complain there. It's not like we really need all these pick rights at this point, so... Alright, we want to use set Combuskin. I don't know if I have Combuskin. I don't think I do. Alright. What else do you want? Diamond Reveal. Alright. You want a Fairy type? Fair enough. And do it in 5 minutes. Alright. Where are the psychic types? Espion, you're up. Alright, let's do this. Okay. You want to use a diamond reveal. Really? You're gonna do it all the way in the corner? That is so useful. Okay, well, we know that those have to be in the 5. So we have that to 3, we have that to 2. Well, we know that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 1, which means our 5 goes this way, and we have that 1 right there. That's a 4, and that's a 3. That's a 1. Those have to be in the 4, but they are 1s to the side. That's a 3. Those are 1s. We need another 1. We don't know if it goes which way it is. So, well, we know for a fact that can't be the 2, which means that has to be part of the 4. And that's a 2. As well as that, being a 2. So that means that we have the 4 going that way. So we have those being in the 4. Finishing that column. This has to be a 2. This could be a 1 though, underneath. That has to be in the 3, meaning that's a 2. Okay. Now we need a 1 in here somewhere. Well, we know this is a 2, which means this can't be the 3, which means that's in the 3, which means that is empty. So we need a 1 in here, but this needs to be a 2, which means that's the 4. The 3 goes that way. Those have to be in the 3. That has to be a 2. That needs to be a 2. 3 and 1. So with that, we have drawn Grovile, and we've captured it. We didn't have Combustion, so we couldn't do that, but we are going to get the nice little mural tile and a Picross for our efforts. So hey, can't complain too much there, I guess. Alright, next up. Set only grass Pokemon. Great. Well, too many auto fixes. You know what? I'll just use 2 this time. Only grass-type Pokemon. That's just great. Alright. Alright, we know that that's a 7, so we have those in the middle. Those have to be 1s. Useful enough, I guess. That has to be in the 4. Meaning that's a 2. We know this has to be a 1. Alright. Now I'm stuck. Alright, well, we know that the 4... Let me eliminate right off the bat. We need 2 1s to the top of here. you can't fit 2 1s and a 3 at the bottom underneath that X. Which means this 2 has to be included there, which means the rest of those have to be empty. Alright. Those have to be in the 3. Which means 2 can't include any of them. That's a 1. Could be the first or the second one. Don't know for sure. But it's definitely helpful to eliminate stuff. We know that can't possibly be in the 4, which means we know those can't be the 3. Which means we know this has to be in the 3. Which means we have this 2. Which means that has to be in the 7. Which basically does that, which basically means that has to be in the 4. Which means that the 2 have to be down there. So that's a 1. This is part of 3, and that's the 1. And this either goes up or down. This is a 1, which means this has to be the 2. So we have that. That's how to get something from nothing. Alright, this has to be the 1 at the top. That has to be in the 2. So that can't be there. Which means we need this to be in the 4. We have that row is cleared for now, so we have that. Which completes this row. A lot of empty spaces in this one, I must say. Alright, well that's a 1, meaning we have a 4. Those have to be in the 4, which means the rest of those columns are empty. We have to have 2s, so those have to be the 2. That's a 1. That's our 3, which means that's empty. We need a 2. So that's empty. We need a 4, so those 2 1s would be part of it. So that has to be there. Now we have those 2 right there. So with that, we are going to, within about 3.5 minutes, we were able to draw Quagsire. That was actually a little tough. Took a little thinking. Kind of fun. So with that, we've drawn and captured Quagsire, and we got 6 Picross. That was a fairly simple one. And we have access to a new area. Alright, let's go backward. Alright, so... use skills 3 or fewer times, setting at least 3 Pokemon. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna set Pokemon that I can't use. I'm gonna set Pokemon I can't use if I... Actually, you know what? Do I have any Pokemon that I can use? You know what? Dragonite, I'm using you. You have Square Reveal. So let's use it. This is a relatively big stage, I guess. Come on, be in the middle, please, somewhere. Oh, that's... Wow! Can't get too much more middle than that. Alright. There's the 7. That needs to be a 2. That needs to be a 1. That needs to be a 3. That needs to be a 4. That needs to be a 4. That needs to be a 2. That needs to be a 4. That's a 2. This needs to be a 3. This needs to be a 5. And a 2. Now, Dragonite is so OP. I'm pleasantly surprised. This has to be true. But we know for a fact those can't be now. This has to be a 4. I feel like there's so many things to do right this second that it's crazy. Alright. That's a 2. This to be a 6. This needs to be, if this is a 6, that's a 1, that's a 3, and we have a 2. So that's a guaranteed row anyway. But we know those have to be true, which means those can't be. That's a 1. We have that 2. That's a 3. We start with a 2, and we need another 2 somewhere. But we have these like rows in toward the mid-bottom pretty much done. Actually, toward the bottom we're pretty much done. And we have our first full column. Nice. Alright, that's a 2. That column is done. We need 2 more 1s, so we have that. Which means that's a 7. Alright, that's 2. We pretty much have roughly half of the board done. Okay. Get that done. That's a 1. That's a 2, and that's a 1, meaning that's a 2. That's our 2, that's a 2. Could be the one at the top. The one could go at the top, or it could go underneath. Can't say for sure, although I feel like the one at the top seems to make more sense, but I can't guarantee it. Alright. If... 1, 2... So those have to be true in that column. Which basically fills in this row. Ah. That's not necessarily the case. We have 1, 2, space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those have to be true. So we have this 2. We need... You can't fit a 2 and a 3 here, so this has to be the 3. This has to be in the 2, meaning that's our 2 right there, meaning those can connect to make a 5. We need a... Hold on. Yeah, that's a 3. Meaning we need the 2 to be either... I don't know if it's the top or the bottom. Alright. But we know this column's empty, which means this is our 1. So this can't be true. Neither can that. These columns are empty. Well, we know the 2 can't be here. Or here. So that's our 2. So we have that. So this is our 2 right here, and there we go. So with that, within 6 minutes, we have drawn out and captured Alakazam. We definitely used 3 or fewer skills. Definitely within 15 minutes we got a mural tile, and we got 5 Picross. And Alakazam gets the crown. So I believe Alakazam gets a Mega Evolution. So, I'm not going to do that right this second, but like I said, I'll go back at some point for the Mega Evolutions. Alright, this one is another 15 by 15, really? Use Slash Reveal at least once. I don't have Slash Reveal. Can I, like, use Picross to, like, let Dragonite... Yeah, we can do that. Cool! Cool. Dragonite is good. Alright. Use at least one electric-type Pokemon. Alright. We'll slow down the time a little bit. Why not slow down the clock a little bit? Although then again, they won't actually get used. That's unfortunate. Well. That's unfortunate. I mean, I can use a Blue Force. That's something that can help us get this done, but... Let's do this! Sure, why not? Use Dragonite. Come on, go toward the middle again. Not even bad. Not even bad. In fact, I don't think that I need to use the Blue Force for now. If I get really stuck, I guess I can, but... I believe that's 8. No, that's not 8. Then that's gotta be 8. Okay. There's 11, and that has to be in the 2. Need a 5 in here. Those have to be in the 5. That's a 4, meaning we need a 5 in here, which means those have to be in that 5. Talk about convenient. Alright, these can't possibly be connected, which means that's a 1. That's a 1. And that's a 1. Okay. The 5 is gonna have to be to the right, which means over here, which means those have to be in that 5. This needs to be a 3. This needs to be a 3, meaning that's the 2. This needs to be in a 2, meaning that's there, which means this is our 1. That has to be in the 4, meaning that's a 2. Alright. That's a 4. That's a 2. Meaning that's not there, which means that's there, which means that's a 1. And that's our 2, meaning that's our 4. We have another 1 in here. This has to be a 1. This is a 3. So that's our 1. 2 more 1s. That's a 2. That's a 1. There's our 1s. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's a 1. This needs to be a 1. We have a 2 somewhere, meaning we need 2 more 1s. This is a 2, so I don't know which way it would go. So I'm not going to take any guesses right this second. Let's just leave it at, we have this 3, meaning that's the rest of this column. That's our first completed column! Alright. We know that this, the rest of this needs to be not the case. We know this has to be in the 3, which means this can't possibly be in the 3. Alright. We know... What else do we know? Well, we know this... Actually, this could have been our first completed column, to be honest. Or this could. I wasn't paying attention. But Clearly, I'm not very good at paying attention to small things like that. Alright, we have a 1 somewhere in here. We have a 2 and a 3 at the bottom of here. This has to be the 2. These have to be in the 3. That's a 1. That's a 2. Meaning this is a 2. Alright, so that's that column. We know we have a 2 in here, meaning those can't be true. So, if we find a place to put this 3, well, we know for a fact this needs to be a 1, which means the 3 has to go at the bottom. So, this can't be a 2. The 2 has to be over here. So we have that. We know this needs to be a 1, meaning that has to be the 2, but I don't know which way the 2 goes, so that's not very helpful. Actually, it's a little helpful. Can't complain there. We have a 2 either... I don't know if the 2's in the bottom or the middle, all the way on the left, so I really can't do anything there from here. So I think we're going to have to find where this 3 goes. Well, we know we have a 2 at the bottom, so at least that we have. So from here, we know... Well, we don't really know that much, do we? Okay, so we know this is a 5, meaning this needs to be a 1, meaning we have this 1 here. Now we have a 2 and a 1. So there's our 2 and our 1. There we go. That's a row. Actually, that was a guaranteed row. I probably could have just had that from the beginning, but we do know, though, that this can't be in the 2, meaning we have 3 spots and 2 1s. That's not too helpful, but we know for a fact that's a 1, that's another 1, meaning that's our 3, meaning we have this 1 and this 1, meaning this can't be. We have 2 1s here. We have our 5, this needs to be a 2. 2 here, this needs to be a 1 and a 5, meaning we have this 3 right here, and this 1. So with that, within 5 minutes and 41 to 42 seconds, we have drawn and captured a Pidgeot. Alright, so that is going to get us everything but that slash reveal mural tile, because we don't have slash reveal yet, but once we get slash reveal, we can go back and try to get some of this stuff. But it looks like there is one more non-mega stage here. That's a 20 by 15. So I guess I'll work on that one next time. So, thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time we try to draw more Pokemon with puzzles. Goodbye.